Today we've got the 2024 Biden-Trump map based on the polling for the month of April. The way it works is I take most of the data from 270 to win, and they take an average of up to the 5 most recent polls over the past month. That's great for the battlegrounds, but some states have polling that is extremely outdated, or they might not have any polls at all. Those are usually the safe states, but I still try to go back and use whatever data I could find. And for now, this is just the head-to-head matchup between Biden and Trump. Eventually, we might be able to take a look at one with Kennedy or other third-party candidates. So let's start with the safe states, and these are over a 10-point margin. For Joe Biden, he's going to get all the usual states from Hawaii and the West Coast to most of the Northeast with a few exceptions. We'll come back to those exceptions in just a minute. And if we also plug in the safe states for Donald Trump, this time we do have Alaska going safe. Since last time, we do have a new poll out that showed it in double digits. Everything else is pretty much the same for Trump, from Idaho in the Northwest to South Carolina in the Southeast, and he's going to get one electoral vote in Maine's 2nd congressional district. Also, a couple of safe states going for Trump are Iowa and Ohio. That would be an improvement for Trump over 2020. They could also end up going likely, but in these polls, they were over 10. Now, if we go down to the likely states, these are between a 5 and a 10-point margin. For Biden, he's going to get Colorado and New Mexico. There's not really any new polling in these states, but whatever's there, it does show it under 10. He's also going to get Illinois. This is another state that does not have any super recent polling, but what was there did show Biden with only a 9-point advantage. If we go to the Northeast, Connecticut has no recent polling, but the one that was there was still under 10. Biden is also going to get New Hampshire, and in Maine's 1st congressional district, this is normally a very safe district, and that's probably going to happen in the end, but for right now, the polls have shown this down to only a likely margin. And the last state we're going to give to Biden, it's going to be New Jersey. We did get a recent Emerson poll here, and it showed a 7-point lead for Biden, so that means we've got to take New Jersey from safe down to likely. Now, the likely states for Trump. First, let's go back up to Maine. The most recent poll is still from the end of February, and both Biden and Trump here are in the 30s. Trump did have a 6-point lead. In 2020, this did go likely for Biden, and that certainly could happen again. But if we're going to go by the polls, the most recent we've got is actually going to be likely for Trump. 2 other states for Trump are going to be Texas and Florida. Previously, Florida was at safe, but this time we've had to bump it down slightly to likely. Now, if we go down to the remaining states, these are going to be the lean or the tilt margins. Lean are under 5 points and tilt are 1 point or less. First, let's start in Nebraska's 2nd congressional district. There's no polling here. This is a blue trending district, and we've also had some redistricting since the last election. This one you could put at whatever you'd like, but I'm going to put it at a lean for Biden. For the rest of these states, we'll start on the West Coast. We've got Nevada and Arizona. Both of those are going to go leans for Trump. The margins have narrowed up just a little bit here. Previously, we had Nevada at likely. This time it's down to leans. Next, we've got Minnesota. This is going to go to Biden, and as of right now, it looks like it's at a lean margin. Next door in Wisconsin. This one has narrowed up since the previous video. It's going to go from a lean for Trump down to a tilt. Next door in Michigan, that is going to stay at a lean for Trump. Rounding out the Rust Belt in Pennsylvania. This state actually has a lot of polling. If you just use the 5 most recent polls, this is a tilt for Trump. However, if you include all the polls within the past month, then that does bump this up to a lean. So I guess it's borderline tilt lean. For this, we'll put it at a lean. Let's go south to Virginia. This one is going to be a lean for Biden. South of that, we've got North Carolina. That's going to go red for Trump by a lean margin. The last state is Georgia. That one is also going to be claimed by Trump by a lean margin. So that's it. That's how the polling looks as of early April. And that comes out to a win for Donald Trump with 314 electoral votes. Joe Biden gets 224. Of the key swing states, Pennsylvania and Wisconsin are currently the closest. Trump has a slight edge there, but maybe the polls are tightening up. The other battlegrounds where Trump has a lead, Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, and Nevada. Those states are closer to going up to likely than down to tilt. So who knows what's really going to happen if the polls are changing? Maybe they are, maybe they're not, maybe they change back. It's going to be a wild ride between now and election day. We're still more than half a year out, but all we can do is take a look at the polling and see what changes from month to month. And as of right now, it does continue to look a little bit better for Trump than for Biden. There's always going to be disputes about the accuracy of certain polls. Who knows which side is going to be more motivated to come out in November? Maybe there's some hidden Trump vote that's not being captured. Maybe there's some hidden Biden vote that's being missed. Plus, if you throw in Kennedy and the third parties, there's really no telling what's going to happen. But we're going to keep following it every month. Plus, we're going to be taking a look at individual polls as time goes on. So this is where things stand for now. So let me know in the comments. What do you think about the current polling? Do you think Trump would win if the election were held today? Do you think the momentum is shifting and Biden is gaining in some of these polls? What do you think the polls are going to show next month or by election day? Let me know down below. on your way out, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join if you'd like to support the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.